You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King. Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's Anger Management After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Anger Management After Show.
Hey everybody, Bing is for doing, and we are here doing another AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for Anger Management. This is Season 1, Episode 7 already, guys.
Wow.
Charlie's patient gets out of jail. I am your host, Anna Koppel, here with me.
Derrial, Christon.
And Lauren Leonelli, hello.
And we are down one Dua Casey this evening. Dua Casey is not with us, but you're with us in spirit.
Yes.
Feeling ya. Anyway, a lot happened in this episode this evening. A lot.
Yeah.
And I think we saw a lot expanding in the relationship between Charlie and Jenn.
Yeah.
I think we should get right in there. Just go right in.
Well,
I'm
a big Charlie and Jenn, lover.
I'm rooting for them hard.
Me too.
Yeah.
But this episode made me feel a little nervous inside because it was they fought a little, and
I felt even stronger about them because, the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference.
True.
So you're, I make good points sometimes.
That was a good point.
It's a very good point.
So to see them fighting.
It's the passion's there.
The passion's there.
Yeah.
The best sex happens after the fights, am I right?
Yeah.
See, I could bring
true.
up sex without you, Derrial.
That's true. I'm going to be good tonight. I won't bring it up. No, I agree with you. I mean, what I enjoyed about it is that we got to see a different point to the relationship. I mean, we've been seeing them for the last couple weeks. They obviously have a connection, but tonight was, like you were saying, the first night that they actually got into a fight. So it was interesting to see what their fight was about. I mean, it seemed to be that Charlie's more controlling and doesn't allow her to do certain things, and then he kind of said that he was the smarter person in the relationship, and she didn't have the best common sense maybe in making choices.
Smarter seems to be a running theme in this series. It seems to be like an arcing storyline here.
Yeah. And I think it's definitely shown through the dynamic of the fact that Charlie was a baseball player, and then he decided to go into this field where obviously there was a lot of schooling and studying involved. And then with Selma Blair's character, she's also she comes off as a little more experienced or intelligent to me, or maybe she's just more obvious about it. She kind of throws it out there. She mentions it a lot. But I think that it's interesting to see it in this episode happen between who's smarter debate between Charlie and Jenn, and then also Selma comes in and kind of defends Jenn a little bit and says there's different kinds of smart, there's different types of intellect.
She did. I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was sort of a backhanded compliment that she's not exactly a Rhodes Scholar, but
yeah, it was in reference to Charlie was they were at their lunch and or dinner, one of those two, and Charlie was making reference to how he was smarter and how he and Selma Blair's character Kate had gone to college, and that she was more of a Jenn was more of a not so smart common person versus the two who were educated. So I think all of her choices were made in reference to that he was pertaining to.
And Charlie kind of was really much harder on her than Selma Blair's character, than Kate was, because Charlie kept saying, you're right, Selma Blair did say, or her character Kate did say, well, maybe she's not exactly a Rhodes Scholar, but there are different types of intellect. And he said, well, yeah, the type that knows what Rhodes Scholar means.
Right.
So he was really taking it home. But I agree. I think there's tons of different types of intellect. There's street smart. There's book smart. So
absolutely.
I kind of like they touched on that.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No, well, I was just going to say, I know you guys are rooting for them to get back together. Even
Yes.
though I like the component of the relationship, I actually don't want them to get back together, because I feel like you know, they have such a strong friendship now that it probably wasn't like that at the beginning when they were in the relationship.
Yeah.
And even just the little scene that we saw of them fighting tonight, it's not the formula's not broken now. So I don't know about them getting back together if I want to see that in the future. I'd want them to just be best friends, maybe friends with benefits.
Right.
But
ooh, that could be good. And
know,
then Kate could have a problem with that.
Yeah. Well, that's yeah.
Well, I have a problem with Kate. So.
You every single. I mean, come on already.
I don't like her. I don't like her. We can get to that later.
Yeah.
Well, Charlie turns out to be right, though, in his estimation of Jenn and her choices, because she ends up hooking up with Derek/Cleo.
Cleo.
Yeah.
Who's this felon.
Yeah.
He's who the episode is about. I mean, basically,
Right.
he's the patient that gets out of jail, and he comes to stay with Charlie because he has nowhere to go. And we find out he has a wife, even though he has a boyfriend in all of the prison scenes we've seen.
By the way, used to be Eddie Winslow.
Yes.
Did.
On Family Matters.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So
And then he became Malcolm on, I think, Young and the Restless after that. So it's hard. He's definitely transitioning into a different character.
is.
Yeah, he's always going to be Eddie Winslow to me.
He's always going to be Eddie Winslow.
Always going to be Eddie Winslow.
And they used the
What
term
happened to
PG
prison?
tonight. The prison
Prison
gay.
gay, yeah.
Prison
Oh,
gay.
I loved that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
He was funny tonight.
He was.
He's very funny.
He got really worked up and he said, "I could have traded you for Jello."
Oh, yeah.
It's awesome.
That was so funny.
Which I guess happens in prison.
I guess.
I guess so.
I think there's a lot of tricks that go on there, huh? That's probably the most mild, folks.
Anyway, what did we think about Jenn and Derek Cleo?
Their little sexual tryst.
Did you think it was believable?
I think she was doing it in spite because she knew Charlie sort of felt uncomfortable about him being in the house. So I think that she kind of jumped on that.
So
and
you did think it was just to get at Charlie?
I think so. Yeah.
I think
it's a little
yeah.
booty call.
I think a little. I think maybe she obviously thought he was attractive. He's an attractive guy, and he wanted to help her with their laundry and with her broken washing machine. And so maybe there was a little bit of her that kind of just liked that. There was attraction there. But I do think that once she sort of felt like Charlie was controlling her, and they had the fight about that, and don't control me or tell me what to do. I think then that percentage of her went and watched me do what I want to do, and then she slept with him.
Yeah.
Well, After Buzzers, you can tell us what you think on iTunes when you go to rate and comment us. Really appreciate it. It keeps the lights on here.
Yes, it does.
And while you're on iTunes, you can download the podcast app. It is a free app from iTunes, and it keeps your podcast nice and organized, and it makes it easier to rate and comment us. And tell a friend. Tell a friend. All of your rating and commenting has been fun to watch our ratings sort of grow over the weeks, and it's been fun to see, and we really appreciate the love. So
We do.
keep
And
it
we
up.
do read everything.
And we do read everything.
Yay.
I don't know that Jenn was totally motivated by spiting Charlie. I just don't see that.
You think she was just horny?
I mean, he's an attractive dude.
He was attractive. I don't think she was solely just motivated by that. I think there was a little part of her, and maybe it was subconscious too, because you know sometimes you do things and later you're like, why did it? Maybe she was sort of like, okay, I kind of want to do this. He's cute, and then maybe later there could have been a part of her that could realize.
See, I still disagree
You
because
think it was solely?
well, okay, we've seen the last couple weeks. Charlie has women in and out all the time.
Yeah.
She sees it all the time. So this was her chance to be like, hey, you know what?
I can do it too.
I can do it too.
Yeah.
And maybe make him a little jealous. And I think it was more calculated than her just, I need a little
So that
cleaning up
chemistry is still there. In your
Cleaning
opinion.
of the pipes.
cleaning up the pipes.
We went there.
We went there.
We went there.
It happens.
It happened.
Every time.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she was like crazy spiteful about it, but I think that subconsciously.
That's
sure,
what I'm
she's
saying. I
probably
think
like,
there was a little
yeah.
subconsciousness there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think it was interesting that Kate was willing to give this advice, because Kate, to me, has seemed very territorial and not necessarily protective of Charlie. I think just territorial of
Yeah.
Charlie. So the fact that she's willing to just sort of sit there and, her sex time is very important to her.
Very important.
It's getting, we actually talked about this during the show. We all kind of think it's getting a little old. It's like
Yeah.
one trick pony.
Yeah.
Right.
Can we see her want or crave something else out of the relationship just besides sex? And we see that they're very good friends, and I like that dynamic, but she is very demanding. Like, okay, take your pants off. Like, if I had a dime for every time she said that,
Right.
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, to jump on that, I mean, I was defending her the last couple weeks. We were having this conversation about Kate and you guys not liking Selma Blair. But tonight I actually was.
Not liking Kate.
Or excuse me, not liking Kate.
Yeah.
Not Selma Blair, Kate. But tonight I actually did sort of get annoyed about just her only being the sexual person. Like I was like, can I get a little bit more? I mean, what else does she have to offer?
Right.
It was a little bit excessive now.
Well, even Charlie in the room, he's like, do I even have to be here for this? Am I a part of this?
Yeah.
Right. She had her little vibrator friend with her.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, but she was willing to have this whole conversation about Jenn, which I found sort of out of character for her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't know that they've ever really expanded on that a lot. I mean, usually they're talking about other things. There may have been another conversation that she was involved in, but yeah, she sort of, to me, she was, like I said, kind of defending her. Remember I said Charlie was like, yeah, well, she doesn't even know what Rhodes Scholar means. And she was like, no, come on, there's different types of intellect. Like, she seemed more on Jenn's side.
Do you think she maybe feels like a little inferior to Kate? To Jenn?
That, oh, maybe because that was his wife and that's the mother of his child. I mean, you can't really get any closer than that, right?
Yeah, but she doesn't seem to be trying to be in a relationship with
that's
Charlie.
true.
She just wants him for sex. I mean,
But she still seems territorial.
But again, subconscious plays in here, like we just talked about before. And in her mind, you're having sex with someone that's your like really good friend. There's going to be some attachment. I wonder if that's ever going to become a problem. Like if she's ever going to become a little more attached than she anticipated, because they play her off to be so closed off to that. All she wants is sex. We're just friends. Da da da. But maybe you never know. Sometimes it sneaks up on you. Friends with benefits always turns out bad.
It does.
So maybe, yeah. So maybe there is a little bit of her that subconsciously is kind of like territorial over him for that reason.
Right.
I agree.
Yeah.
You look like you don't agree with that.
No, this just came to me. What was going on with the Nolan storyline?
Right?
That was weird, yeah.
Yeah, that just kind of seemed to come and...
It came and went. I mean,
they never really finished.
Yeah, they never really finished. Well, we found out tonight that he doesn't get angry.
Yeah, why is he in an anger management group?
Yeah, I was like, they didn't really explain that.
But they've have touched on that a little bit, and they've also touched on the fact that he gets very turned on by anger. So maybe that's what draws him to the group, is he wants to be around angry people because he likes it.
Yes.
That
Well, he
makes
did get
sense.
turned on by the bartender who was back.
Yeah.
Right.
And her name is
Brett Butler.
Brett Butler.
Right. And we hadn't seen her in a couple weeks, so she came back tonight.
Yeah.
I like that she just shows up
I know.
sporadically.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I thought it was an odd sort of...
The group therapy this week wasn't as prominent in the episode as it
Yeah.
normally is, and they barely just touched on all of the characters. And the Patrick's character was still they were still kind of touching on the fact that he tries to always tell a story and gets upstaged constantly.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every time he has a story to tell, then somebody comes in and makes him feel like inferior. And this time it was the ex-con who came into the group, and every time Patrick brought something up, he's like, had way worse of a story to tell.
He did.
I did like that he did it in like a really sort of gentle way. Like he was really just trying to relate. He's like, yeah, I totally feel you because this, and this.
Yeah.
I thought that was...
The ex-con was trying to
yeah.
relate, and then ended up totally just making everyone like nobody's
Feel like an
stories.
idiot.
Nobody's stories could even compare like to
Right.
what the things that he's gone through. It
true.
was funny.
Was there a B storyline really? It was just sort of Derek. What
Derek
happened
and
with
his experiences.
And then I
yeah.
think maybe the
Like Sam played softball.
the Jenn. Well, no, that Sam played softball, and I think that's interesting because I don't think they would have been able to really develop the story between Jenn and the ex-con if the daughter hadn't been taken out of the picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Well, before you guys actually go and do any shopping on Amazon.com, we would like for you to actually go to the AfterBuzz TV link, click on the Amazon.com banner. You can do all your shopping there, and we don't get any money for it, but we do get a little kickback, which we really enjoy. And you can go there and do everything that you need online, shop there. Once again, go to the AfterBuzzTV.com link, click on the Amazon.com banner, and it'll take you to all your shopping experiences. We don't get any kickback once again, but we do enjoy when you definitely shop on Amazon.com.
You can get awesome T-shirts there.
And get awesome T-shirts like the ones we're
we
wearing
have.
right now, which we change every week. I hope
We
you
change
noticed.
every week, and
Yeah.
if you can't read it, it says, I think the lesson here is never use a slump buster. This is from the Slump Buster episode.
Little callback.
And
little callback.
It's pretty darn amazing, I will say. But we were just talking about the fact that Sam, the daughter, was taken out of this episode.
Right.
And I feel like in the scene, it dawned on me in the scene where Jenn was told that Charlie told her that the Derek character was an ex-con. It wasn't. He first said, "Oh, we played baseball together in college," and then he said, "No, actually, I should tell you the truth about him. He's an ex-con." And I don't think that the episode could have gone on any further because she would have had to, as a mother, say, "And he's staying in the house with my daughter." So
Right.
I think that in order to take that out of the whole scheme of things, they had to remove the daughter. She was on a softball trip, and I think that's exactly why the writers did that.
That's
I
a
thought
good
that was
point.
kind of, it is FX. They get a little racy, but they still kept that in. And I thought that was kind of nice of them, a little family value there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Well, it's funny because I had mentioned to you earlier that with the Derek character, it's another diversity character that's on the show. I mean, I feel like the show is getting pretty diverse. His best friend's black. He's, counseling these prison guys who, unfortunately, are black, African American, which we touched on that a little bit. It does push the line a little bit, but they are hiring a lot of African American and black actors for this show.
And gay. They have a lot of gay characters.
They
They
have
have
a
a
lot of
couple
gay
gay
characters.
characters, which I like.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's but I also feel like there's a lot of racist jokes, and they sort of like push the boundaries with that too.
I agree.
So I don't know.
But I
Kind
mean,
of on the fence.
they're making them in a joking manner, so it's obviously to poke fun at that aspect.
Yeah.
That it's not. I mean, really, like racism is. Are you kidding? Like it's not. It shouldn't even be real. But
Right.
they make a joke out of it, so I think they touch on that. And like we said, it's FX. I mean,
And at least they hit all the groups. They're not
Yeah.
just one.
They're not
they're not just
targeting-
talking about the Negroes. And,
Yeah,
they're hitting
exactly.
all other components.
Spreading
Whatever
it
your
out.
religion is.
As long as you're
sexual
equally
preference, equally
racist to everybody.
distribution. Remember that FX.
Mental
Equal distribution.
mental disorders and all.
Mental disorders,
Oh, dear.
fears, whatever
Yeah,
it may
yeah,
be.
Yeah.
Oh dear. All right. Well, do we have anything more exciting to say on this episode? 'Cause if not,
Well, the only thing I want to touch on, I thought it was interesting how they had Derek's character go back to jail. Because I was wondering at the beginning of the episode, were they just going to have him, he was free and then he never shows back up on the show again? But clearly he's going to be a main character for a while.
well, yeah.
Because
Some
he
people
stole
do get
the car.
they get institutionalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to be on the outside.
Right. I liked his exit too. I thought that was great. He had stolen a car and he ran into Charlie's house to try and gather all these things. I'm in a rush. I gotta go. And then he said, I gotta go get arrested in
San Bernardino.
San Bernardino
Bernardino.
so I could go back to the same prison. And then what did he say at the end? He went back into his like PG. prison gay mode and was like, I'll see you later or something with his little sassy attitude. It was very cute how he exited, and I thought he did a great job. The actor did a
Yeah.
great job with this.
Yeah,
They
it was
had
really good.
a lot of resolve in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, Charlie and Jenn were never going to talk again, or they're
Yeah.
not friends anymore, and now they
By
are
the end of
friends
the
for, like,
episode, they hugged and kissed and cuddled on the couch, and we both went, oh, they're
yeah.
so
You guys did.
We want them to be
they're
together.
doing it on purpose. I'm telling you.
Of
They are going
course.
to make us all want them back together.
They're the
just
new Ross
giving
and
us-
Rachel.
They are. They're giving us little tidbits.
They're
to-
dirty Ross and Rachel.
They're
Well-
dangling the carrot in front of us, and I want them like Dawson and Joey to just get back together again with a beautiful love
Oh,
song.
you
at the end of
guys,
the
and
season.
violins and roses and doves.
Yes.
And candlelight.
Right, Derrial?
You guys can
Yes.
have that.
And
We're
Portishead
women.
playing in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Edwin
those-
McCain playing in the background.
Edwin McCain. Nice. All right. Well, on
Nice.
that note, I think we'll jump to commercial. Come back with some news and gossip.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AFTERBUZZ TV. And why? Because AFTERBUZZ TV's like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows. Like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. No, I got some strong opinions. And AFTERBUZZ TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AFTERBUZZ TV goodness. Check them out, give them a holler, and tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
Welcome back. We are buzzing about anger management, and I think Lauren has some news and gossip for us.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
All right, guys, I found a very interesting article on VanityFair.com, and it's an interview with Selma Blair, and it was titled Dark Horses, Selma Blair on Why She's a Hollywood Failure and What She's Learned from Charlie Sheen. And the Dark Horse references this indie film that she shot with Todd Solondz, a director that she's worked with in the past. And I thought it was very interesting. I pulled out some tidbits that I thought I should point out. She considers herself a Hollywood failure because she sort of said she feels like she has majorly two different audiences. And she's got like the people who watch her in Hellboy and the Dark Horse movies, and they're very like indie film, and so they must think when she's not filming these films that she's like in an institution for the rest of the year. And then she's got the TV Anger Management audience that basically watches her on Anger Management and probably thinks something like, oh, I never see this girl work, but at least Charlie gave her a job. And so she said these two audiences never really mesh together, and so she feels like they must think that she doesn't like have a lot going on, and so she calls that, she thinks she's a Hollywood failure. I think she's being hard on herself, but she just says that she doesn't really have like one base audience, is what she was saying.
She's still getting paid, right?
Oh yeah.
Who cares?
But she did say that she likes having her hand in both sides of the tent. Like she gets to do indie stuff and then more commercial stuff. I think it's great.
Diversity.
I think that's the make of a great actress.
I don't think that she's a failure at all, Selma. And then the interesting part that she said she learns a lot from Charlie is that she feels like he has a lot of charisma, and she doesn't really have that. And she says, this is a quote, I apparently have never had it, but I'm knocking on Charlie's door because I need it. And the woman interviewing her, named Krista Smith, said that, well, you know, your son also has a lot of charisma because we see a lot of him in the media. There's always pictures of her and him in the media. And she said, you know, he does have a lot of charisma. And she said, but, and this is also a quote, she's trying to suck it up from her son, too. She said, I'm riding the coattails of the two most wonderful men in my life right now, Charlie and that baby. And I'm hoping both of them get me to the places I need to go. And I thought that was very sweet.
Really? Because I think it's weird.
It's kind of a weird statement. I thought weird too when I first heard it.
Okay.
It's mad creepy.
You know, I think she's speaking from her career standpoint. Like, this is her career, and he's important because he's in her life a lot. And I think she was saying,
Charlie
like,
Sheen.
Charlie.
That's fine.
I know she's married. Oh, but you're saying the baby?
I was thinking the baby
Yeah,
thing.
the baby.
Sucking,
Oh, really?
whatever the sucking life or whatever
No,
from the baby.
just sucking
And I don't
the
mean that. I
charisma.
don't mean that in a sexual way. I mean just like it's just a weird statement.
Yeah.
Well, I think she was being kind of tongue in cheek, and she was just saying like she's riding their coattails, like she's, you know, I don't know. She was she's putting credit on a lot of other people in this interview, and I think that she's a success, and I think she's interesting. So,
but I think healthy parents don't put statements out there like that about their babies.
Yeah.
well, she's not really riding the coattails of her child. I mean, come on.
I don't know, it's a weird thing to say.
Well, anyway, but
right.
if you, all Selma Blair fans, would like to read more about this article, you can find it on VanityFair.com and read more details. It's a very interesting read.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's
all? That's all I have this week, guys.
Awesome.
That's all I have this week.
All about
Selma
Selma Blair.
Blair.
It's all about Selma.
It always starts and ends with Selma, am I right?
It does.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
I'm gonna start us off.
Okay.
I predict I'm gonna go out on a ledge here. Oh, I heard something actually, guys. This is news and gossip. I'm sorry. Rewind. Martin Sheen's gonna be making an appearance as Charlie Sheen's father, and I predicted that, and it came true.
You did.
The end. I don't have a source for that though. I just heard it. I did have a source. I apologize. Anyway, this is a really good news and gossip prediction section. I just want to say I'm on the ball this evening. All right. So
It's all about acknowledgement.
yeah. We realize the flaws, guys. We're rolling with them. Prediction. So I'm going on a ledge with this one and saying that Nolan is going to snap hardcore and end up in Charlie's prison group.
The least expected, too, because he's so not angry. That's a good prediction.
Wow. How do I follow up with that one?
Well, I have a prediction, so I'll just jump in.
Okay.
I think that Selma Blair's character, I'm just all about Selma tonight, her character, Kate, I think something's going to happen and she's going to get jealous. I think they're laying the seed with her territorial little comments, and I think Charlie's going to do something, and she's going to figure out she's a little more emotionally attached than she wants to be, and she's going to get a little bit jealous, and we'll see where that takes them. That's what I think.
I think that that Jenn and Charlie are gonna have a hookup session. That's my prediction. That they're gonna hook up, and then it's gonna be very awkward for them for
like
a
a
while after
season
that.
ender or something like
Something
that.
like that. Yeah, they're gonna have a hookup session.
3 more episodes to go.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, everybody. Who are you? Where can we find you?
Hi guys, I'm Lauren Leonelli. You can find me on Twitter at Lauren Leonelli.
Hey guys, I'm Derrial Christon. You can find me on Twitter under the same name or Facebook.
And I'm Anna Koppel. You can follow me at Koppel for Mayor, KOPPELFORMAYOR. Thanks for joining us.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you
you
later.
later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.